Welcome back to RuskiWeldFab, welcome back to the channel. That's a good one! You like my new paint job? Obviously, jokes aside, you've seen this video before. Obviously, jokes aside, you've seen this Clio before. It's a spare Clio, shall we say. Why is this boot on here? And why is this boot all over there? Well, this thing is 8 kilos, including the rubbers. That's almost 9.5 kilos. I've always wanted to make it out of Kevlar because this is fiberglass. So this is going to be another week of those tutorials on how to make skinning body parts. This is the boot from that. What it needs is a little bit of clean because it's all funky, whatever. And then I will show you step by step the usual bits. You'll probably find it boring because I've done it so many times before, especially on those RuskiWeldFab videos. By the way, I'll leave a couple of links in the description or maybe in this corner so you can actually check it out, where we've done a bonnet, wings, roof and everything, and it's all skinning method as well. One thing to notice, and some people will probably notice, what's wrong with this sort of spoiler? Because the reason I picked this one, this is actually from Clio 1.2. Because it's a tiny one, it doesn't go over the glass. As you can see here from the marking, this is the original Clio Sport spoiler. It goes over the glass. I actually got the glass from CM Composites already, new plexi, and in order to do it the way I want to do it, obviously I will need to cut the shape. I can't really cut it past the place where the spoiler is. Anyways, complications. So we got a 1.2 spoiler because it sits right before the edge of the glass, so we can actually cut the shape that we need and we'll still be left with enough material to bond it to. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll just need to clean it and then lay 2 layers of carbon as usual and reinforce it. So this thing now is ready to be skinned, molded, or whichever way you want to look at it. Nice and simple. Wax everywhere where you don't want the resin or reinforcement sort of go in and lock in mechanically. So we're evening out every single sort of fold, so obviously around all the folds. I don't think I will mold the whole thing because it's pointless, because obviously all this is going to have to be cut out and that's going to be quite a waste. And in places, for example here on the corners, I'm gonna apply extra layer of carbon underneath just to make it thicker so it doesn't actually bend, because once we cut out we obviously trim it, so it will be trimmed roughly to this sort of shape. So then the plexi goes on top, glued literally, as you can see, sort of the kind of like the trim line. So all this we don't need. On the inside I'll probably put a thick 10mm foam core, sort of like that. Will sort of make it nice and thick because we want sort of stability. We don't want it to sort of fold like that, if you will. Yeah, it's all fairly straightforward. You've seen it tons before how I've done it. So now we'll literally just apply PVA, wait 15 minutes. Again, on this one I'm not going to use chemical release agent because I'm only doing it once. There is no need to use chemical release agent, and plus PVA quicker, 15 minutes and it's done. And then yeah, a couple layers of carbon and a beauty layer of Kevlar on top, because obviously this part we want to see as Kevlar. Although it's a shame, on the original one, the bumper, the fiberglass that I have, Calci did sort of their graphics, and this thing is green. Obviously we're going to lose all the stickers, but we can reapply. But I think I'm going to lose the green and it's just going to be Kevlar. Why not? I like Kevlar, it's kind of green. So yeah, let's get going.
12 seconds later.
Just realized I don't actually have any more carbon, normal carbon. I had 2 rolls and I thought one of them was carbon because it was in one of the packaging I think I've used from the old roll. So this is dialing. I have carbon, but this is the thickest stuff, the biaxial. I'm planning to use that as a middle layer. I need a thin layer of thin grade carbon to go underneath. The problem that I found with dialing, and this happened with actually it's unconfirmed, but I think this is what was happening with especially the roof on Eden's Micra. By the way, I'll leave a link, a cheeky link in the description, so you can go and check it out. The carbon roof I made, the carbon bonnet, the wings and everything. The car is sick. Anyways, I experienced probably that it was, especially in tight corners, the dial-in just wants to lift off and sort of straighten out. So I don't want to use it here because we have quite a nice fold in here, and actually I need it to be nice and sharp because obviously the screen goes on top, so this needs to be nice and sharp. Not so much here, this is okay, but also like in these places I don't want it to sort of lift up, so it's all sort of misshaped. So what I'm gonna use for the first layer, e-glass. I bought this originally to do my underfloor. This is essentially glass fiber. So you might say, oh, why are you making it all like super heavy now? This is a different glass fiber. This is e-glass. This is like the top quality glass fiber. Properties of it, it's nearly as strong as carbon or dial-in or Kevlar, because the way it's sort of weaved. But I have a feeling that it will conform to sort of tight spaces a little bit better because it feels thinner, and I'm just gonna have to try. So the bottom layer I'm gonna use e-glass, right? Then I'm gonna use the biaxial layer in everywhere, and then I'm gonna use extra biaxial in sort of places where I want it to be super strong, and then on top the usual, the best, the carbon Kevlar, already all pre-cut, so it all looks pretty. Yeah, I think I need to order some stuff for the stock room. By the way, guys, I'm not sponsored by Amazon, but I do get affiliate links, so I do get a little small commission if you buy stuff, but that's not the reason why I want to show you this. This thing is a game changer. Oh my god, some people sort of advised me to buy one. They said stop cutting carbon and Kevlar with scissors, cut it with this. This is not very expensive, £100. Rechargeable battery. You can run it on a power cord if you will. You can actually put different blades and stuff like that. I'm actually waiting for a specific Kevlar blade, but this one, the original one it came with, cuts Kevlar everything just like butter. And you just put it, and look how accessible this is. So for example, if I need to trim it somewhere sort of on a side, before I would sort of like trim it, now I can like amazing bit of kit. I mean, awesome. So I'll leave a link in the description where you can buy this on Amazon. I will have a small commission from that sale, a tiny one, probably enough for half a liter of petrol. But yeah, guys, link is in the description. Let's get cracking. Guys, if you don't mind, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I know a lot of people hate and it sounds like begging, but it is what it is. We need to make sure YouTube favors my channel over others. Click that like button, really helps, and comments, anything really. Even if you don't like something, just leave it in the comments. too much sun. Quite exciting. This thing is done. I've tried a few different methods. You've probably seen it on the time lapse. I've used contact adhesive for the first layer because it's nice and easy. It just sort of all sticks out. So it's almost like doing a pre-preg, but it's not. And then you sort of apply all of your layers and this and that. And unfortunately, the width is more than 120. So I had to make it in two parts. So you'll see sort of a seam in the center. Not ideal, but I don't really care. I didn't want to sort of open up a new roll and just to cut it. I mean, it's a waste. Yeah, everything is nice and smooth. And like I said, I reckon dial-in just doesn't like to go into tight corners because fiberglass just did it perfectly well. So this corner on a spoiler is absolutely sort of sharp. Yeah, as always, agonizing wait of 15 hours or so. So tomorrow, hopefully if I have time, I can actually peel this off and see how it looks. And obviously we'll need to reinforce it further. Currently it's 3 layers. It's e-glass, then we have a biaxial layer of carbon fiber, and then Kevlar on top. So basically 3 layers, but then in these 2 corners they overlap, so it's a bit stronger. Exactly what we want, so it doesn't sort of bend. All right, for you it's going to be 1 second, for me 15 hours. I rushed it again. I didn't show you any time lapses of me demolding it. It wasn't as easy as some other parts, but we got there in the end. Look at this. If you can see. Yeah, super light. And actually, I don't even think that it needs reinforcement. As soon as I put the plastic window in it, it should probably hold the shape absolutely fine. Dead chuffed with that. So next step would be obviously to trim it. Need to trim all the sides because there's a lot of sort of overlay or overspill or whatever you want to call it, and then we need to neatly trim the inside, so we're left with about 2 inches for the adhesive to work its magic and glue the plastic window in. I must apologize to the company that produces this windscreen because I called it a different one. This is the plastic screen that I got is from ACW Motorsport Plastics. I'm sorry guys, my apologies. This one is a better one than before, and I'm not just saying it because I made a mistake, for many reasons. One, the screen actually goes straight. You know how annoying that bloody thing is, isn't it? The one that when you remove the windscreen wiper, like on my old one, there's a cutout. Always annoyed the hell out of me. And I believe this one is thinner. This one is 4mm and the other ones on the my are 5. And obviously we want it light. Let's see how it fits. I mean, I know it will fit absolutely spot on. Look at that. Absolutely amazing. Well, in all honesty, I don't actually even think that I need to reinforce it here, because when I put it like that and then when I try to lift it, look at this. It's not even bending, obviously a little bit now, but once it's glued in place, this will be absolutely spot on. So I reckon the only place that I actually really need to reinforce it is probably here at the top, because it's just thin. So what I'm gonna do, I have some offcuts, I'll just put some foam on the inside just to reinforce that thing, because it's right at the top, and last thing I want to do is for it to flap. And also I think I might reinforce each corner ever so slightly. As you can see, actually it's not really that flexible, so should I not? By the way guys, if you want to support my channel and if you like what I do, why not buy a t-shirt or a hoodie? The link is in the description where you can find one.